Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's move to the balanced redox equation. So when we got the redox equation, firstly we have to identify whether the reaction is occur in acidic medium or in basic medium. Okay, it is because if the reaction occur in basic medium, it will require extra steps when we balance the equation. So let's try the first example. So when we want to balance a redox reaction, the first step is to separate the equation into two half equation, okay, which is oxidation and reduction. The second step is to balance the metal element, and then the third step is to balance non-metal except H and O. The fourth step is to balance the oxygen by adding H2O. And then we balance the hydrogen by adding H plus to the side that like in it. And then the sixth steps is to balance the charge by adding electron. And finally, we can combine the two half equation. So let's look at to this example. Okay, we have to get two half equation, identify the partner Cr2O72 minus, of course, will produce Cr3 plus, as the Fe2 plus will form Fe3 plus. So write the two half equation. The first one is the Cr2O72 minus turns to Cr3 plus. And then the second half equation will be Fe2 plus turns to Fe3 plus. Let's balance the half equation one by one. Start with the first step, which is balance the metal element. In the first half equation, the metal element that we have is chromium. We have two chromium at the left, one at the right, so that we have to add 2 at the front of chromium 3 plus. Okay, and then after we balance the metal element, we balance the non-metal element except H and also O, but we don't have non-metal element in this half equation. Then we move to the fourth step, which is balance the oxygen by adding H2O. So look at to the equation, we have 7 oxygen at the left, no oxygen at the right. So we have to add 7 H2O at the right side. Then the fifth step is to balance the hydrogen. So look at to the hydrogen, we have 14 hydrogen at the right, no hydrogen at the left. So we will add 14 H plus. The next step is to balance the charge. So determine the charge. Cr2O72 minus is -2, H plus is plus 14, so that the total charge at the left side is plus 12. As for the right side, the product side, okay, the charge of the Cr3 plus here is plus 6, since that we have 2 chromium ion. H2O is neutral, so that the total charge at the right side is plus 6. They are not balanced, positive 12 and positive 6, so we will add electron to the side that is more positive, which is to the left side. How many electron we need to add is 6 electron, because if we add 6 electron, it will balance the charge. Now, the new total charge at the left will be plus 6, the same as the right side. Rewrite back the equation after we balance all atoms and the charge. So we will have 6 electron plus Cr2O72 minus plus 14H plus produce 2 Cr3 plus 7 H2O. If we look at to the reaction, we observe that there are 6 electron being added to the left side, reactant side. So we know that when the electron gain, the reaction is a reduction reaction. So this half equation is the reduction. Other half equation will be oxidation equation. So follow the same step. balance the metal element. So we have only iron and iron. So balance it. We have one at the left, one at the right. So they are balanced. We don't have any other elements. So we just keep step number 3, 4 and 5. We move to the step number 6. Balance the charge. We look at to the left side. It is plus 2. The right side plus 3. So that the right side is more positive than the left. We balance it by adding 1 electron to the right side. So finish with the charge. Now we can combine the two half equation. But before we combine, we have to make sure that the number of electrons are the same in these two half equation because we want to cut them. So what we can do is to multiply the oxidation reaction with 6 so that we will get 6 electron here and balance with this electron. So the equation will be 6 Fe2 plus turns to 6 Fe3 plus 6 electron. So now we can combine these two half equation and we will cut the electron. Okay, so our overall equation will be 6 Fe2 plus Cr2O7 2 minus plus 14H plus turns to 6 Fe3 plus 2Cr3 plus 7H2O. To recheck, okay, make sure that there are no substance that presents in both sides of the equation. Otherwise, we have to cut them. So this is our balance equations of this reaction. Then let's look at the second example on the basic condition. So the first step, as what we have done, is to have the half equation. So we will have MnO4 minus turns to MnO2. As for the second half equation, okay, it will be C2O4 2 minus turns to CO3 2 minus. So balance the first half equation. We have one metal which is manganese, but they are balanced. And then the next step is to balance the non-metal, but we don't have non-metal. Look at to the oxygen. We have 4 at the left, 2 at the right, so that we will have to add 2 H2O at the right side to balance the oxygen. And then we look at to the hydrogen. We have 4 hydrogen at the right side, no hydrogen at the left, so that we will add 4 H plus at the left side. Balance the charge. Okay, this is -1 plus 4. Total is plus 3. As for the right side, 0. So since that the left side is more positive than the right, we will add electron to this side. How many electron that we need to add is 3 electron. So when we add 3 electron, then we recalculate the total charge. Now it will turn to 0, which is the same as the right side. Then we move to the second half equation. C2O4 2 minus turns to CO3 2 minus. Okay, and then we observe that we have 2 carbon at the left and 1 carbon at the right. So we will put 2 at the front of the carbonate. And then we balance the oxygen. The left side we have 4 oxygen. The right side we have 6 oxygen. So we need to add 2 H2O at the right side to the side that let in oxygen. And then balance the hydrogen. We look at to the right side. We have no hydrogen and we have 4 hydrogen at the left, so that we need to add 4 H plus to the right side. And then we determine the number of electron and the charge. So here is 0, -2. So total charge at the left is -2. This is -4. 2 multiply with -2 plus 4, so that it is 0. So to balance the charge, we will add the electron to the side that is more positive. In this case, is the right side. How many electrons that we need to add to balance it is 2 electrons. So after we add 2 electrons, then now the total charge become negative 2. Then rewrite the equation. It will be 2H2O plus C2O4 2 minus turns to 2CO3 2 minus plus 4H plus 2 electron. As for the second half equation, it will be MnO4 minus plus 4H plus 3 electron turns to MnO2 plus 2H2O. Now we want to combine these two half equation. So we have to make sure that the number of electron is balanced. So to balance them is we will multiply the left equation with 2. As for this, multiply with 3. And then we will achieve the new equation, which is MnO4 minus plus 8H plus 6 electron turns to 2 MnO2 plus 4H2O. As for the second one, it will be 6H2O plus 3C2O4 2 minus turns to 6CO3 2 minus plus 12H plus and 6 electron. Now we can cut the electron with the electron. We can cut 8H plus with 12H plus here. So we have 4 hydrogen left. And then we have H2O. Cut it with this 6H2O. So we have 2H2O left. Okay, no more similar substance. Then we can combine the equation. We will get overall equation is 2MnO4 minus plus 2H2O from this plus 3C2O4 2 minus produced 2MnO2 plus 6CO3 2 minus and 4H plus. So if let's say this reaction is the acidic medium, so this will be the final answer. However, since that the reaction occur in basic medium, we need to add another one step to balance the H plus. Okay, H plus shows the presence of acid. So to balance it is by adding hydroxide ion, the same amount of the H plus that we have, to both sides. So that we need to add 4 hydroxide at the right and 4 hydroxide at the left. So when these two combine, reacted, they neutralize and turns to H2O. So when they turns to H2O, it will form 4 hydroxide plus 2 MnO4 minus plus 2H2O plus 3C2O4 2 minus turns to 2 MnO2 plus 6 carbonate plus 4H2O. We can cut this H2O with this H2O, so we have 2 left. And then rewrite back the final equation of this reaction will be 4 hydroxide, 2 MnO4 minus, 3C2O4 2 minus, 2 MnO2 plus 6 CO3 2 minus and 2 H2O. So this is the final answer, all in a ionic form in aqueous state. So please do more practice, okay, to get used to this balanced redox equation.